You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to start with my intro, and then I'm going to say what's up, and you guys can say whatever you want. So, hey guys, welcome to Now Recording.
Hey guys, welcome to Now Recording. My name is Matt Pitt. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Holy shit.
Okay. Today I'm here doing a
Hey, that's
interview
my
with Tommy
bit, all right?
C. Verse and Santa Claus. We're going to be talking about Illuminati today in the Shop on the Point history. How's it going, Tommy?
Oh, God.
The funny thing is, I got a whole paragraph of an intro, and I know you're going to...
All right, fine. Go ahead.
No, because I know you're going to burn me for it. All right,
no, I won't. Go ahead.
All right.
Now Recording.
Now Recording was made off the foundation of gay Discord drama. Stuff you'd never hear out of the usual commentary channel's mouth. Drama that usually stayed within the text channels of Discord servers, only ever being relayed during VCs while frequent chatters were gossiping about such and such. We decided to take advantage of these stories that never made the public eye. But before us, there was one big gay Discord drama that made its way past the threshold of the usual commentary topic. A Discord drama that involved the entire SFTP news team at the time, as well as a YouTuber that now has over 1 million subs. This is the story of Illuminaughtii, aka Blair, and her wondrous and rotund sidekick, Rico. Max, what do you know about Illuminaughtii?
Oh, well, it's like a secret organization that has like a few people in it. That,
No.
Oh,
the YouTuber Illuminaughtii.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just thought I'd go for the obvious joke. Yeah, no, I don't know anything about Illuminati. Yeah.
No, so Illuminaughtii, she kind of appeared, I guess, because when you were doing YouTube like 2016, right?
Yeah, 2015, 2016, yeah.
That's around the time she was in like the Shop on the Point camp. She appeared on Shop on the Point during a satirical show called Get to the Point, where she played a character called Sarah J. Warren, which was SJW.
I like that.
Sarah J. Warren is unapologetically feminist, and if they don't like it, then I would love to drink their overprivileged male tears. Okay?
So she was like the she was just part of the bit, part of the joke. She left for a little bit because she wasn't doing much. She comes back. She's doing news. Eventually, she starts making Reddit content, and her channel starts to grow massively. Because Reddit was like a part of the algorithm, and it was basically like reading Reddit threads. That's all you had to do, and you were blowing up. So
I remember there's a bunch of people that were doing that, and getting a lot of success for it.
Yeah. So she blows up. Before all this, Rico is a SFTP news guy. Was an SFTP news guy. He gets let go. He's having issues, but he's mainly a guy who just likes to make memes and stuff, and goes at Tipster because he's fat, makes emojis, all this. Well, one day they all decide to meet up in a vlog with Real Talk, Rico, Illuminaughtii, Factual, and Hex D, and they all meet up and they do a vlog together. And in that vlog, Real Talk says, "Well, apparently he's fat," and this is where you see Rico's for the first time. He's a big, rotund guy. He's got a gut. He's very short. He's got a double chin that's hidden by a beard. So he checks all the boxes. Well, before that vlog was uploaded, Vault and Tommy were in a VC with them, and Vault really went in at Rico because he just kept calling him fat. Rico did not like this, and this thing took a turn for the worse. Rico was the epitome of, I can dish it, but I can't take it. And just basically disconnected from all the friends he had. He has this Discord server called the Moonbase. He kicks Vault, takes away Doc's mod privileges, gets rid of like a lot of the Shop on the Point guys, and he just kind of like pushes everyone away, and it kind of gets weird. So in that vlog, Illuminaughtii says, when Real Talk says that apparently he's fat, Illuminaughtii says, "Don't cut that. Don't cut it. That's comedy gold." Well, later on, a few months later, Illuminaughtii tries to talk to Tommy about the mods and stuff, and it's a very awkward, hostile conversation where Tommy sees a completely different personality than he was used to, and it kind of like it just doesn't work. It was just very hostile, and the conversation never really goes anywhere. Later on, after that conversation, Tommy makes a joke that's directed towards Rico on a stream. And that's when he gets the DM where Illuminaughtii says, "See you when I see you," basically. And she deletes 13 videos from Tommy C's news channel, and one of them being the most popular video. She had manager role at the time, and she took them all. She just took down all these channels.
So without any warning or anything, like just snatched
without
them?
any. Yep, just
delete it because she had manager role or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or wait, at that point, was there manager roles, or was it just like you had the login for the?
I think it was the. Yeah, I think you had manager.
There was a manager role.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
So she takes down all of these videos, and then around July, it gets leaked to Augie that this happened. He goes live. He starts covering it, and that's when Tommy starts covering it. And you see this story kind of unfold. Later on, Nick would criticize Illuminati in a video, which Illuminati would try to get taken down and succeed. He had to re-upload it. So this is the Illuminati story. Illuminati is right now in the news. People are talking about it right now because of her stupidity, her criticisms towards legal or something like that. Legal
Eagle. It's just legal.
Eagle Eye Weevil was from Black and Mice from Mars. That's what you're getting confused with.
Okay. Well,
deep cut.
She literally says that he's jacking her style. He stole her style, and this is a lawyer, by the way. She's accusing us of. And what happens is she gets called out. Everyone's shitting on her. What does she do? She doesn't fight it. She doesn't try to manipulate it. She goes private, or she handles everything privately. She's not talking about it, and she's basically behind the scenes trying to manipulate things. And that's exactly what she tried to do with Shot from the Point and all this. And what you're going to hear today is a big interview with a lot of people. Today we had on Tommy C from Tommy C Shot from the Point. He was hugely involved in the situation. We're going to have Verse, who is a news team member at the time during all of this, and he was a big part of this as well, and had a lot of interactions with him. You're going to have Vault, who is the catalyst to all this because he's the one who called Rico fat. I'm going to have Xanta, which he kind of saw both sides of the situation because he was working with Illuminati while also being a part of the news team. So he has a lot of perspectives when it comes to this situation. And you'll have Core, who is a big part of this as well. And yeah, that's what you're going to be listening to right now.
I don't remember what happened.
Hey, we're in the same boat. How about that?
Which is why I have Verse and Xanta and Vault here just to make sure we cross our eyes.
Spent the last 5 days, and you could see my wheels turning during the shows, trying to remember half this shit. It's really difficult. Yeah. Because my big takeaway from the thing then and now is what happened. Like there is a part of me that's like, I was friendly with her. I liked her. We were friends. She did things for me as a friend, and I did the same things. It's still kind of I'm still kind of miffed. I'm not miffed to the point where I think she could be saved. I think she was a witch that fooled me and told me what I wanted to hear. But yeah, it's. I think I put a lot of it out of my head because it actually legitimately bothered me.
Yeah, I understand. I can feel you on that one. So this is a big drama that when I joined the news team, I heard all about. Because like I would talk to Core, and he would be like, "Have you heard about this? The backstory of Illuminati behind the scenes? Have you heard about Rico? Let me tell you about Rico." My first question, Tommy, is who came first, Rico or Illuminati?
I'm pretty sure Illuminati, because she helped me on the Get to the Point project that we had, which was a satirical, like we had satirical characters doing mainstream YouTube drama. Just it was a great idea. But satire's long dead, and I just was too stupid to realize that. So I think she came first, and I think Rico was a fan, and he came to us as somebody who lied about being in a mass shooting in Las Vegas, and we bought it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wait, so all right.
I think there's even some depth between that too. He was like a frequent chatter, and then he was a pay pig for a while, which a very large, physically and metaphorically pay pig. And you kind of felt like you should have him on, like when you would go into waiting to call or something. He kind of had a priority, which if someone donates you $100,
callers a priority. good callers get priority, and he was a good caller if I remember correctly. And then, yeah, I guess she kind of gained our trust enough to kind of like, well, why would this guy who makes good calls and doesn't sound like a retard, which was rare, make something this crazy up? But I mean, I don't know.
So you think he made the mass shooting up?
Yes. I go back. I cringe when I actually went back and listened to it because I can't believe my sensors didn't go off.
Yeah.
This is like, as for somebody known for kind of figuring people out before they make it obvious to everybody else. There are times when it doesn't work. And Rico, Illuminati were definitely two of those examples. I know like when that idiot Bobax tries to like I don't know what, like I think during the Ant-Man thing, Ackman thing, Bobax is like, well, Tommy got Illumina Blair wrong, so he must be wrong about Ackman. Perfect logic, right? But I think there's some truth to the fact that like it's just kind of it is irritating that I just didn't pick up on any of it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because Blair probably knew what I wanted to hear, and I think she was able to sort of keep her weirdness away from me.
Yeah. What was your first impression of Blair?
Talented.
Okay.
She sent me this video. I was for tryouts for this for a character. How do you do a news show without a female? Yeah. And I wish I'd have kept the pilot because it was hysterical. Like I was like on the floor. I remember showing it to Dave, and I was like, "This is amazing!" Like, wow! Like I didn't think then that is this the only time she can produce something like this. Like I just said, like somebody this good has to be able to do it again. And no, she was never as good as she was. I mean, she made good videos after that, but she was never as good as she was in the pilot that she sent me. Mm. She was like off the meat hook, good, hysterical, well written. Like she had, so I was like, yeah, I can't lose with her. And then it like Blair's video, if I remember correctly, I think in Blair's video just got lamer and lamer and lamer. Right. And there was like less effort put into him in each one afterwards. Yeah. She wasn't the only one that done that too. Some of the other guys had done that as well. It just got, or they wouldn't do it when they said they would, or it was just, it was a project that I was asking a lot of people, and a lot of myself, and I didn't really realize the workload. But it's too bad because it's one of my biggest disappointments, to be honest with you.
Because this was the satirical show, Get to the Point, where
like
all of you played characters.
It was real, but it's a lot because we had to come up with a bit or something.
It was like the Daily Show, right? Like
but the Daily Show with YouTube drama.
Yeah,
and we also did skits, like small skits, and we took swings at each other. The characters did, and then the my character was like sexist, right? Mm-hmm. Like a sexist alcoholic loser that got kicked out of mainstream news, and she was sort of the modern woman, annoying SJW. And I initially I really loved it. So we would do the news and then put a bit at the end, and I loved it. Really, I thought it was funny.
And her name was Sarah J. Warren, SJW.
Sarah J. And she came up with that herself. She did. She came up with Sarah J. Warren, SJW. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you saw glimpses of her talent, but she was mostly lazy.
Yes. Yeah, she got lazier over time.
Well, Verse, I have you here. What was your first impression of Illuminati?
Kind of similar to Tommy. She had a lot of potential talent. She was definitely a funny person. You could never take that away from her. But it was really hard to get her going, like Tommy was saying. It's just kind of like a hit or miss. If she wanted to do it and she was ready to do it, then she was awesome, but it was hard to get her to that point. So they're really so it was kind of difficult. The thing that really made this whole ordeal kind of surprising or kind of really confusing is she went from this girl who did have some talent, right, and she was funny, but she really did struggle with the whole mental aspect, I think, of being a content creator, and she just could never really fortify that very well. Mm-hmm. And so it's something that she struggled with actively, like minor grievances she just could not compartmentalize it away from herself. And then going from there to this person immediately, it seemed like a flip of a switch. She immediately had this hubris of her, and it was just so weird because knowing her before then, it was like, where is this coming from? Because this is not who Blair is. So it was just really odd for that to like seemingly flip.
I'm still blown away about how she turned on me. It's been almost 4 years or something. I'm still blown away by it. Just talking about it now. Every time like she comes up, I'm just like, I don't know what happened. I can't put my finger on. I'm always able to put pretty good profiles on people, and I have annoying accuracy with them, and I don't know.
Tommy dealt with the prior aspect of it more than any of us did. I hate saying it this way, but it's the only way I can think of it. It was kind of like a mother-daughter thing where if she had troubles and stuff, she would go and talk to Tommy about it, and he would help her out, It's because she would just break down very, very often. And so going from that person who desperately needed support for in like leadership for very minor things, because she's just so experienced with this kind of thing and having that public eye on her, to being this person with this like just massive pride and like self-confidence and just fuck everybody else, it's my way or the fucking highway. It was just insane to see that.
It's like a personality change, right? Like,
right. And I think it really had to come down to like a lot of people, like Tommy's mentioned before, have characters, or they play up, maybe exaggerate their own personality to like have a differentiating, like
a persona
line in the sand from their YouTube channel and their actual personal life. Or maybe like Blair's instance, they don't have themselves, they can't deal with the backlash or anything like that from a huge audience. But if they have this character or have this like different way of acting, kind of like a shield from that, and I think that's what she put up. But it was just so fucking weird. It never turned off.
Mm-hmm.
Like no private conversations. Hey, like Tommy's call with her about her fucking moderators in this Discord server that no one gives a shit about.
That was
like it never stopped.
Prior to that, I'd never like she had. I guess she'd been that way around you guys before, but I've never had. She came in. I gotta be honest with you, not too many people come up, get in a call with me and starts telling me what's what. They either don't have the balls to do it or they just know which way it's gonna fucking go, and I'll just hang up on them. She was the first person that done that to me in a very long time. And I was really thrown off by it because of what she was upset about, which was 16-year-old Vault pointing out how rotund this guy who was a part of our show who made fun of fat people was. Mm-hmm. And to me, it was just like, I can't believe you're bringing this to my attention, that you're upset with Vault, my news guy, for making fun of a guy that was formerly on our news team, for just calling him fat. And you're like, what do you want me to do about it? I said, well, her explanation was like, it's not that it's such a big deal. It's just that my mods are giving me a hard time about that, and I can't have my mods give me a hard time about that. And my reaction to that would, with anybody else, would have been, that's not my fucking problem. But because it was Blair, it was like, Blair, dude, you can't let your mods run your life.
Yeah.
Like you can't do it. So just tell them, tell them you talk to me and I don't give a fuck.
So wait, because I just heard somebody say that it sounds like she was having a hard time.
That well, I think what she was looking for, right, was you to admit fault,
bend the knee, and do what I'm told. It was very
have
clear.
her back, and Vault was going to get, you ensured her that Vault was going to get disciplinary action and fucking spanked, right, for even acting in such a way.
Like, what planet? Who did she? Like, it was like she was talking to somebody she didn't know. Me do that? I mean, like we would have she made fun of Tipster just a couple months earlier for acting like a baby like that, over his fucking feels and shit. Like I'm the last guy on the earth that you go to. But I really think it was such a different posture. Like, I'm the big YouTuber now. You were to listen to me, which, I've been fighting with multi-million sub YouTubers. It never goes that way. I don't ever bend the knee to these jerk-offs. Why would I bend the knee to somebody I knew, and know how weak they were, as Verse was saying before.
D.max, you had a question?
Yeah, so, because it sounds like Blair was having a hard time kind of turning it off. It sounds like, just from what you were saying before, I don't know this person. I don't really know anything of the details of any of this, but it sounds like it's like a persona that she puts on that she's doing for the show, but it sounds like she was doing that off air too. Was she doing that to you, Tommy?
No,
Like,
her persona on air was I'm this big SJW, right? That was not the person she presented herself to me.
No, but that was for the show.
Right?
That was for that particular show that you were running,
off the air, she was a very sensitive person, as Verse said, and came to us when she had kind of difficulties.
And that was serious. Like, she was never meaning about that.
So, like, all she really needed to be done is you just had to talk to her and reassure her, you know, and of this, that, and the other thing. I remember she got into it with Cabos too, over something. I have to ask Cabos exactly what happened, but I guess he tried to talk to her about something, and they got into a little back and forth. But I think she did that because me and Carvos were having like unfriendly at the time, and she wanted to show that she could be tough with these people. I forget exactly. That'd be interesting to look up that.
Okay, I got some notes here of some stuff before all this went down that she was having issues with. So you got the r/ drama. Do you want to explain that real quick?
r/ drama was after she started taking off. Yeah, got popular in the r/ genre. In other words, just like sort of like what Bobax does, and like reading stuff that came off of Reddit. Yeah. Right, which was huge, and she was like top dog or in the like top 10, and this guy comes along r/, and he just, if I remember correctly, just starts like it looked like somebody turned on a switch, and he was just getting subs, and he passed her like in no time, like in a week or two. It was insane. And you really couldn't put your finger on what exactly was going on. Like, how the fuck did this guy do this? And who is this guy? And she had come to me and Nick. Nick was kind of an up-and-coming commentator at the time. He had not had the Alex story yet, which is what kind of made him, and the Alex and Zaptai. And she convinced us that he was subbotting. And by the looks of it, like the growth was exponential. Like, and like I'd never seen anything like it before or since. And like she had told, you might have to talk to Nick. I hope you're talking to, I think you need to talk to Nick, by the way.
Okay.
That this guy was like doxing her family or all sorts of weird stuff that she thinks was related to him. And that she wanted to make a video on him because she was kind of like gaming the system. And I seem to remember bringing it to Verse's attention. And Verse is like, she's just getting beat. He's like, they both like that part of the algorithm is really like strong right now. And somebody moved into it with a little more experience than her, which she had none at that level prior to that, and gamed it even more than she does. And she's pissed. That's essentially what Verse said to me. And I remember when after he kind of explained himself, it made a lot of sense, right? Because at the end of the day, we all pulled our plans about going full like on r/ after him because she kind of chickened out because she claimed her parents were getting doxxed and she didn't want it to happen again. So we all pulled our videos and what we had planned to kind of investigate him. But I can't believe, I don't think it ever would have got done either way because I don't think we ever found any evidence. It was just her testimony and bizarre sub game. Go ahead, Zana. I mean,
no, I don't believe we did find anything because I remember you asked me to look into it for a bit, like after she brought it up, but I didn't see anything there. It was just that part of the algorithm was so hot
out the gate, and me and Nick bought it to some extent. And like I said, the sub growth is like, no, that can't be right. But we said like that can't be right, but we had no evidence. We don't know how. And I remember Verse saying is like, no, I just think he knows how to game the algorithm better than she does. You know, and she's jealous that he's beating her at it, and he did
because Reddit videos on YouTube, they were blowing up at the time.
Yeah, that was
like
that
millions
was just starting to go.
Yeah,
it's like
so we. Let me simplify. Me, Nick, we had a chance. We were going to make this like a public thing because I consider myself like a quasi drama news channel. I don't consider the channel that anymore. It's not news. It's just fucking my personality and my streams. All right, that's what it is now with the help of my team. Back then, I wanted to break a story, And yeah, I did. I believed on the surface, but I think it was just her. She came to us. We were going to do our thing, what we normally did, and then we brought it up like our okay, we're going to pull this, push the button now. She's like, no, I don't want my parents to get doxxed any more than they were. If I got doxxed, then I don't want my parents, and that was the end of it.
Yeah,
and then just dropped there. That was the first sign of weird behavior from her, and I did notice it because like she was so gung ho with me and Nick, and all of a sudden she wasn't. She was afraid. She was afraid. So like the fear of being doxxed, I think it was fear that we'd figure her out. Mm-hmm. So she told us, nope, let's stop this program where it is. I'll live with it, blah, blah, blah. Because I think she was afraid that we might figure out that this was all bullshit and this guy was beating her fair and square. That's what I think happened.
Okay. The next one I have on my list is at some point Blair wanted her mods to flag down a video on her made by her own boyfriend, but you guys, the news team, talked her out of it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I do remember that. I'd forgotten about that. Nick would know more about that. We did talk her out of it. Yes, she panicked and we talked. I said, "No, you can't do that." I go, "Why would you do that?" I remember saying, "You're growing. Now you want to be a fucking like false flagger." Yeah. I remember saying something to the effect. I remember her boyfriend being a bit of a creep. He came off creepy to me, but then maybe I was. I can't really trust anything I felt back then because I fell for her hook, line, and sinker. Maybe there's nothing wrong with him. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what his deal was. I forget that part of my memory has just been wiped for some reason. I don't know. But I remember thinking he was a creep, but I can't give you a good reason.
Okay. So the next one, Keemstar cracked a joke that Blair had an STD, and Blair planned on suing him for slander and made Tommy private videos where she had cracked jokes about Keemstar.
She had made what? She had made
where she had cracked jokes about Keemstar. Like, the way I interpret it is like she had made you private videos because she had been making jokes about Keemstar and she didn't want those out while she tried to.
Yes, that's right. She wanted me to take the jokes about Keemstar off, which I think was a lie, by the way. She just wanted her stuff off because she was planning on pandering to the people she ended up pandering to. This was the first. I'm glad because I didn't explain it that way on the show today. See, yeah, that's what happened. That was the first time she came to me and said, look, I want those videos down because I'm going to be suing Keemstar. And I said, no, absolutely not. I can't have that. Those are my property, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't like a nasty conversation. So she didn't like get mad at me or come back. I was like, look, I don't think that matters. And she's like, this guy's saying I had an STD, this could affect, my love life. If nobody will sleep with me or I can't get a boyfriend because fucking because of Keem's thing. I was like, I don't remember exactly what I said to her.
Was her name associated with her channel? Because how would that, like, if she's just like a person on YouTube, how would her sex life know about that?
She really believed it. I don't think I ever really bought that it was that big a deal.
Well, so far it seems like this person's really, really worried about like private information getting leaked out or whatever. Like the whole like doxing is scary, I guess. But
I don't know. I don't buy that. I think she used that because we knew me and Nick would take it so seriously. If she felt threatened, I think she used us. She knew that was like
she was looking for an angle.
Yes, I think she used the Keemstar thing to get ahead, like to try to get those videos deleted, which she ended up deleting anyway.
Yeah, she ended up deleting them herself.
Anyway, when I wouldn't fire Vault, she just went in there.
I wanted them.
And by the way, that conversation that we had about the mods, that she didn't delete them like that day. It was after I made the joke on a gaming stream when Core Master was like,
Core was donating.
He was pretending to donate as Rico. And I was just like,
whatever Rico.
It was like bigger YouTuber. And
I made a crack about your mods or something like that. And I started laughing. It was an inside joke because I was pretty sure it was somebody from the news team, And then she deleted. She got so mad, then she deleted it to him.
Yeah, she got mad that day because she sent it to me that day, and I was on the stream. She sent me a clip of it.
Yeah, like who gave that to us?
I don't know who. I know she had it recorded because she sent it to me.
Oh, we're kind of going forward a bit. I did want to.
Okay. All right.
Verse, what was your first impressions of Rico?
I didn't really interact with him a whole lot, like from me to him. It was just more so the stuff, like I was telling you earlier, was I was kind of doing what you did for Shot from the Point for a while, as far as wrangling the retards and being more intertwined with their inner workings, which I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore. Jesus Christ. But I would just have all these different things with proof, not just said in passing, but people would send me things, stuff like that, as far as him saying certain things to like girls in the server about flying them out and different things like that, and having his Instagram about being a photographer, but it turned out those were stock photos that you could reverse image search. Just very weird, different, like scummy fake things to try to inflate himself, which we found out later he didn't really need. But sorry, another fat joke, but but it was just putting himself on a pedestal more and more and more, because I don't know if he just wanted to be like really think other people highly of him or something like that, but it was just many small things like that was clearly like just set my own red flags and alarms off, because that sets me off immediately if that fake people and stuff like that. I'm very
I back him up, because I really didn't start thinking he was annoying until I was like, dude, you gonna post or not? Because he's like,
that's when I asked, is like, but
he's like,
got let go.
He's like, no, I'm not. I'm not. Like, all right, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah. So Rico was let go of the news team. Meanwhile, Verse, you're seeing all these red flags about the guy. First, you get into, now this was talked about on the Shot from the Point stream from 2019. There was a argument between Nick and you, Verse, with Doc also joining in. Do you remember that argument at all, Verse?
I don't remember it being an argument, but we would have discussions as far as like newer people and kind of gauging how people are, or if anybody had like issues as far as seeing other things, or potentially like we had with Craig Beckett and stuff like that. Be like, hey, do you notice something weird about this fucking guy or something like that? And and of course I'm the fucking one who always starts this shit, so I look like the bad guy. But I'm like, dude, I was telling him these different things that I had told you earlier, and I was like, dude, there's something fucking weird about this guy. Like, I think we should probably just get rid of him. Right. I get you guys like him, but this is a weird fucking dude. He does a lot of weird shit with like women and stuff like that are behind the scenes, and he just seems overall there's something super fake, or like there's a very big facade, and we should just get rid of this person while we can. And they thought that he was no issue. There, he was maybe a weird guy, but everyone's fucking weird in the server, so it's not anything new. And I'm just causing trouble, which once again, I was right.
No, I don't think that was true. I just think people thought you were wrong. I mean,
sure.
Sure.
And knowing, and especially back then too, because this is years ago, I am a very stubborn person, so I would probably make it a point to remind them frequently. So if something came up with him, I'd probably be like, "Yep, there, told you we should get fucking rid of him." Just bring it back up or whatever. I could see myself doing that. And it just it created like a divide where like people understood why he needed to go and kind of sided with me, and then people who were like in the moon base and shit like that, who thought like, no, he's fine, he's an all right guy overall. And it was kind of just like a segregation between us.
Can someone define what the moon base is real quick for me?
I mean, it's pretty much like a server where friends would hang out, people on the news team, a few cool people from the SFTP server, and a bunch of random other people who were probably like YouTubers. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was sorry.
No,
it was one of the first it was one of the first servers where people sprouted it off, and I think that you guys are a bad example because you guys are doing it in a very organic and real way as far as starting your guys' own podcast with now recording and everything like that. But this is before like people, as far as Shot from the Point, were actually stemming off and creating things. A lot of the times for the Discord server, it's people who were using Discord a lot and wanted to have their own server with their own friends, because maybe there were certain people, me, that you don't care for in the server and want to have like your own group of friends. And so just be more of like a gatekeeping kind of thing. Like, I have this and I'm controlling it, and I'm in this, and so's not, and we're in here, and that weird whole Discord thing that goes on to this day. And then of course, like you was talking about earlier, Vol was saying, getting YouTubers in there, like, oh, so-and-so's in the fucking moon base. I got fucking Ricky Burt, like, all this, not Ricky literally. I don't know. I don't remember if he was in there or not, but just like, kind of stacking. stacking
I
it
think
up.
He was in there. I think he was
stacking it up like fucking Pokemon cards, having YouTubers in your stupid little server. But that's kind of how it was. There wasn't really any outside benefit or any like cross pollination or anything like that.
I found the clip. You want to listen to the audio of this?
I do.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually found it when we get to the point. I don't know if this will help you.
So this is the audio for
This
the game stream.
The moment everything happened.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, here it is. Playing.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Better watch your
Okay, here's the donation. Better YouTuber. Better watch your back and keep your people in control. That's the
That's
I
core.
think saying that that's core. But I think I remember I didn't get in a fight with her, and I just told them about it. Like I told everybody off like in the server, like she's being really aggressive to me. She's like, get your people under control. Like, who are you to tie? I mean, I remember thinking like saying if she was anybody else, I'd tell her to fuck off. You know,
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Better watch your back, keep your people in control. Better YouTuber. Yeah, fuck you. I'll do what I want. Rico.
That was it.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it.
Wow.
All right.
That's why she deleted my videos.
All right.
Yeah.
But before all that, Rico was actually let go of the news team before all of this happened.
Yes,
yeah.
But he wasn't let go. Like you're fired, get out. It's like you're not contributing. You can't be in the server.
There's
Strict that they're not that way anymore. You probably find that shocking, but back then we expected you to put 3 a week. And if you weren't doing it, 9 times out of 10 we just had. If you weren't doing it after a while, like Zana used to like run the numbers, right?
Yeah, I used to come in and
yeah, like you got to remember too, like he never did it no matter what, right? Everybody else that didn't do it that week always went the next week and did something. He wouldn't do it, and then I talked to him. I was like, "Look, this is going on for a while now. I'm telling other people they have to do it, and they do it, and you're not doing it. I mean, that's a problem as far as like just keeping the camaraderie." And he's like, "Yeah, but I got this going, that going." I go, "That's fine, but you don't just you're good. You got your moon-based thing going on. You got everything. Yeah. Okay, just give me some time. I think I'll get to it this time." I was like, "Well, I really need you to." And I gave him I think another 6 months.
It was about 4 or 5 months afterwards.
5 months. I didn't do anything. I was like, you haven't done one thing, one post.
There's something.
Yeah. But I was like I really don't think I just don't have the time for it. I was like, well, here's the thing. You can't be in. You got to promise me right now that you're going to do this, or I'm going to have to let you out of the server. It's that simple. Because at the time, we felt like the best way to keep leaks from happening was limiting the amount of people that needed to be there. Right. Yeah. And nowadays we don't give a fuck as much about it because we're not breaking stories anymore, or doing that. So like it's something that wouldn't happen now that did happen then. And I still think that's a good. By the way, I think it's good advice for YouTubers. The least amount of people in your Discord as humanly possible. And he just came with this excuse. I was like, well, I'm gonna let you go. And that's the way it ended. I put him out. It wasn't like fuck you, I'll never talk to you again, you're out of my server. It was more like you're not a part of my project anymore because you're not participating in it.
Well, there's a screenshot. I think he wrote this to Uvault, or I know he wrote it to somebody. It's from December of 2018, before all this went down. I guess right around the time he got let go. He says, "I'm not getting involved with Shop from the Point as of today. Seeing as Tommy talks down to me, I'm just not going to openly put myself to be helpful in any way. The rewinds are going to go to Comrade and my donations elsewhere. If I find any news or info, I'll forward everything to you. I need to concentrate on my real job and cleaning up my debt."
When was that? What you said? What 2018? When was that?
December of 2018.
December 2018. That was when I came back from Ireland. I yelled at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would also tell me. I don't know about the other guys. He would also tell me after he left to not join the meetings, to stay with him in DCs.
Yeah. He was going around and he was telling you guys to not join meetings and stuff like that.
Basically.
Did he ever say why?
Nope. Yeah, it's like kind of like he wanted people to talk to, but it's like most people in that server were in the news team.
Yeah,
so it was kind of the thing at the time was like, and Tommy's like, everyone get in here, let's talk stories. Everyone goes in.
I mean, That sounds like an attempted coup to me.
It was. That's
Yes.
that. When I heard about that later, I was like, well, I guess I made the right move.
You think it's like an ego thing? My server is growing. I can get everybody to my
Yeah.
Bit of both.
server.
Yeah, a bit of both.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he thought he had enough pull at the time to get people to twist and turn onto him and go.
Dude,
to
he had
side.
his own fucking orbit. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Get it?
all right. So okay. So you let him go. You let Rico go. At this point, he's already close with Illuminati, right?
I don't know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he was.
What would know that? What would know that on me?
Yeah, he was. They
Because-
were fairly close.
Because before, this is what I've heard. Before they go on the trip, Rico gets in touch with Blair's parents to try and get her a birthday cake, and Blair flips
Weird.
out.
I didn't hear that. That's all.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like Rico.
Wait,
I'm a little
what?
bit hazy on those
So,
details.
Let me explain a little. Rico and
Yeah, yeah.
Failery. So Rico. So the group was Rico, Failery, Illuminati, and Real Talk, and Hex D, and am I missing anyone?
Sammy.
And
Sammy, real talk's
Well,
girlfriend.
but am I missing anyone else that appeared on camera?
Was Solaire part?
No, Sammy was
so
on
that
camera.
wasn't there.
Sammy always stayed off camera.
So Real Talk, Hex D, Illuminati, Failery, and Rico were all going to go on a trip to Vegas to meet each other. At some point before this, Failery and Rico want to get Blair a birthday cake and want to surprise Blair. But Rico decides to get in touch with Blair's parents to try and like circumvent that so that he can get a surprise for her without letting her know. But he has no idea about her. Like he's never talked to her parents. He's not close with Blair like that. Blair freaks out, and the trip is almost ruined. Does Burst or Vault or anyone? Does anyone know anything about this?
I do remember that. I remember talk him into going after all that happened. I don't remember the exact details about the cake, but I do remember what happened afterwards. Core might remember some of the details.
Hi there, Core.
Hi, Core.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here now. Sorry about being late. So the only thing that I was told was that they were supposed to. It was her birthday. I think the week before the trip or 2 weeks before the trip, something like that. And all the she reached out. I think Failery or Rico, one of them reached out to her sister because I guess her sister follows her or something, and then ended up saying, "Oh well, I don't know what her favorite cake flavor is. Just ask my parents." And I don't know if she gives them like social media information or personal information, but they reach out to her parents, and her parents are like saying, "Who are you guys? Why are you asking what my daughter's favorite flavor of cake is?"
Yeah.
and it causes like a huge ruckus within the Illuminati
Waiting to
family.
cut her breast off, then mail them to Beijing. What you should have said.
Yeah, we want ransom now.
So, yeah, but somehow everything calms down and they all decide that everything's okay and they all meet each other in Vegas. This is recorded by Failery in a vlog that is still up to this day. And everyone hangs out, and this is the first time anyone actually gets to see Rico. Now, before that video is uploaded, while they're still recording in the hotel room, they decide to call Tommy C in a voice chat and get in a voice chat with him to thank him so that everybody was able to meet up. Tommy, would you like to describe that phone that call?
I got a call. It was an uncomfortable call for me because I hate getting. I'm so good at taking compliments. But it was sort of a. I don't want to pat myself on the back. This is what they were doing. This is like a fact, objective. They wanted to thank. They're having such a good time. They wanted to thank me. I remember Blair saying like, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if it wasn't, for you or all that other shit. And I wouldn't be I wouldn't be doing as well as I am now because she had started taking off by that time.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was like, our friendships, whatever, because they made it seem like, Vault, I think you were in the call. Were you in that call or no?
Oh, we will get there. We will get there.
Okay. And it did seem like we're having a great time. Now, Real Talk did say he wasn't terribly impressed with Blair, and I think Blair made a really bad impression on Sammy, which is bizarre because Sammy is just so easygoing. That shock, that really should have been a huge tip off right there. it was a nice thing to say. I felt good, but I didn't show it, type of thing, because it was like weird for me because I'm just like that. And then they thanked me, and that was it. I mean, that was it. They're having a good time. They met because of the show. Some of them had some success because of it, and they thanked me for it. And that's really all it was. It was a nice gesture from all of them.
Okay. Now, while that call's going on, Vault, what are you saying in that call?
Well, I was looking at a photo that we posted on Twitter, and I noticed that Rico was a fairly chubby guy, so I kept repeating myself and calling him fat multiple times.
Mind you, Vault was 16 at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Vault, if you can give me an example, like pretend I'm Rico, just go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Say a sentence, Matt.
Well, I'm just at Vegas.
You're so fucking fat.
I didn't even get Rico.
Dude,
Man,
Rico,
you're really fat.
fuck,
And I see something. I talked to Illuminati or something, and Rico is. Wow, you're really big.
Yeah, usually people orbit Tommy C, but you're the first person that is orbiting everybody's orbiting you, man. That's weird. Like those kind of comments.
Interrupting with how shocked he was. And even the call ended, I remember Vault, do you see how fat Rico was?
I do remember the first time he said it though.
In fairness, Vault being 6.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I told you to knock it off eventually.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I do want to say
after the 5th time.
I do want to say that on the stream, on the original Shopping the Point stream, I think you described the thing as like it was getting kind of uncomfortable. In the call.
Yeah,
cool. What was I gonna do? There was a part of it that was funny,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everybody was like DMing each other. It's like, is he gonna stop?
Well, guess what? I did not stop. I kept going, man.
When it keeps going like that, I think it's like
mesmerized, like you were seeing.
I was. I feel like I saw
he was a 16-year-old kid in the
time.
Middle East. That's the first fat person Vault's ever seen.
The other thing was he sent us pictures of himself before, and he was just.
Yeah, they were like over a decade old.
Chubby, so the photos that he sent me, he was a little bit chubby, but not
unattractively chubby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a big boned guy, not even a fat guy. And this
fairly big boned guy.
He was like big pussy from The Sopranos, big,
Yeah. So let's so Rico, it's safe to say Rico took offense to these fat comments because in the screenshot, Vault says you are thick. Rico says, "Thanks, man. Really like how you did that in front of everyone. Hope it was worth it." And Vault says, "I was joking, man. Sorry, I pissed you off. Have fun in Vegas." To which Rico says, "Yup." So it's obvious that Rico's pissed.
I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it. Yep.
I mean, being fat is a choice
because he was. I mean, that call, everybody was there.
Did you think that ball? Like he's gonna turn some screws?
No, I just thought that he was pissed off at the time. I didn't really expect.
Is anybody on the date on the trip?
April 6th, April 6th, 7th, 2019. And this screenshot's April 7th. So
the screenshot's from April 7th.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is she calling me in July of 2019 about Vault making fat jokes then? Because I'm looking at the stream, and the stream's in July of 2019.
Another angle?
There must have been something else.
Did you joke? It was the joke. It was the wasn't it the joke or no? Was that after?
Pretty sure it was the joke.
Wait, okay, so it was the joke. So is there a long time between? So when she comes back, does she talk to me like that? And then I let it go, and then a couple months.
I was kind of confused by the timeline. I thought the stuff is all happening in April and May, and then you guys don't talk about it till July when Augie does.
That's what it looks like happened because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the Failery vlog didn't come out till April.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish I would have remembered when she called me.
If I remember correctly, I think like after the trip ended, she called you. You didn't eat yet, and she told you about her mods, about me, and everything else. And you did not tell us about it. I think like for a good few weeks.
Business. It was dumb. I thought it was
yeah.
Well, I did want to just go back on the Rico hypocrisy real quick. So this is a guy who would all the time when you guys were all hanging out would go at Tipster a lot, calling him fat, made the emoji
Oh,
of the
nobody was off limits to him for any reason. Nobody. He was funny.
Yeah.
He was actually like, I think Verse could back me up on that. He did do funny memes and say funny things.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that wasn't so out of the realm.
Also, Vault. I got a screenshot right here of him changing your name to. You're allowed to say it.
Sandbagger.
Yeah, he called you.
He called me a sandbagger, man.
Yeah, so he can call you the sand N word, but you can't call him fat. 15, 20
God forbid.
It's lopsided. Yeah, it's lopsided. It's like you're on a seesaw with him. Of course, it's lopsided.
Yeah. So after the video is uploaded, I believe Rico decides to go on a break to better himself, and eventually he returns to the moon base and takes away all of Dr. Zhivago's mod powers and immediately kicks Bald. And Doc would then use his own server to migrate everyone over there, and it becomes like this gay Discord drama, like the stuff we love to cover. And Rico claims that he kicked Vault because he couldn't trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that happened.
Yeah. So Blair and Tommy, you guys talk about I think we've already talked about this, but she talks to you about controlling your mods or controlling your mods. And you say, Tommy, that she was very hostile towards you, and claimed that your mods were making fun of Rico and her mods, and they were getting uncomfortable due to Core Master, Vault, and Dr. Zhivago. And Blair claims that she will stand up for Rico and tells Tommy that he should do something about it. Tommy then you then say everyone is an adult here and doesn't understand. Well, you don't understand what you could possibly do in this situation. And Blair then says that if you don't do something, she will. And then she kicked Zhivago out of her server. Does that all sound familiar, Tommy?
That sounds right. What month was that?
I want to say this was maybe right after all this stuff happened.
So like mid-April, maybe?
Yeah, it was after. Yeah, it would have been mid-April, early May, because he took like a 2-week break after he got back from Vegas.
I'm looking at my DMs between her right now. You want to see them?
Yeah, sure. I got.
You're sharing it.
Yeah, but this is something nobody's seen before. Yeah. Check this out. Okay. What do we do? Is this Nick? No. He told me about it on Twitter. That's May 29th. So I don't know if this interests you, but Slazo, one of the dudes in my community, just had an ex-girlfriend come out and accuse Slazo of a non-sexual sex act to a whole bunch of other. There's uncomfortable. The dude's almost 800K. A big yikes if true.
Yeah.
There must have been nothing to this. Was that around the time this last? He gave her a job, and I called her for 17 minutes. Okay, that was on June 25th. On June 30th, is that during this Lazo stuff?
Yes,
it's all happening.
Yes,
it was all happening. At the same time.
So he'd heard stuff. Okay, so we're doing like work here. We're comparing. This is raw data here. Like she's not. I just want to make sure she's not accusing him of this. This is something she heard. She's following up through me. Okay, and it must have been nothing to it because we didn't go back. What you're seeing is raw here. No one's accusing anybody of anything. Not her. Yeah. I can't give Blair that. Okay. Need to call ASAP, and saying then I got a call. So that would have been on. Need to VC ASAP. I can call in 10 minutes. Okay, I got it set on June 30th. I got in a call with her.
Okay,
missed a call from Illuminaughtii, and then 12. And then it lasted 12 minutes. That must have been the call on June 30th. That's when the issue happened between me and her. But that's long after the fucking Vegas thing, right?
Yeah, Vegas thing happened in April.
I got nothing from her from April. This is stuff related to the r/ stuff. Misery just made his name into r/, basically copycatting r/. So how are you, bitch? r/ is going like crazy. Your sorry ass is below 200K. Sad bitch. This is the stuff that Verse was talking about. Like she was sending us.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just going to pretend that you didn't call somebody out on one side of the story again? Bot 3582, just wondering. We worked on stuff privately. We both have moved on. Sorry, you're stuck in the past. That must suck to be mad over something. So that's somebody she wrote back too.
I
think she's that she's referencing the situation. When did she first bring that to our attention? The timeline's way, and then she sends me this. Yeah. This is on.
That's a lot of
July. This is from July.
Okay, yeah.
19.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Better watch your back. Keep your people in control. Better, fuck you. I'll do what I want.
I think this is a reference to a lot of jokes we had been making in the server.
So I think I can explain what's going. So the build-up was Rico was going to everyone behind the scenes, real talk, maybe Dave, maybe a few others, and just complaining about the fat thing. And I think that's kind of built up. But I do want to point something out. In the vlog, Real Talk says, referring to the call, Real Talk says, well, apparently he's fat. And everybody laughs. And Valerie says, cut that out, comrade. Illuminati says, no, comrade, don't you dare cut that out. That is comedy gold. And it's left in. So, in reality, the whole fat thing publicly, that's all
from Blair.
Illuminati. Yeah, it was Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But this must have been the call. The call must have been on June.
Yeah.
Because because I was bitching about the call privately. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
I heard that too.
But I was kind of like in the newsroom. I was like, I can't believe she talked to me that way. I mean, what the fuck? Well, I mean, nothing but nice to her. You know? And let's see. Then and we were good even after that. And then she wrote me, I think you know where this is going. It was great working with trying. It's very clear we have grown in two very different directions. I wish you nothing but the best for you, your news team, and your family. Love. Huh? Okay, I know now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for everything. All the best. Right? I knew she was moving on. Right? But then it dawned on me to check that the videos were still there because she had asked priorly because the Keemstar thing to have to take the videos down.
Mm-hmm.
She used that Keemstar thing.
So she went into your channel.
Never going to sue Keemstar. She went because she still had access to what was called SFTP News, which is now the Tommy C channel. It's not used. So
she deleted 13 videos, one of them being the second most popular video on that channel, the Barley House video.
Yeah, but that was our biggest breaking one.
Yeah.
She had a manager role on your channel, which allowed her to do that.
Yeah, basically. And that's really I got the notification. That's when I froze. I got the notification.
Yeah, you immediately called me. I remember that.
She had removed herself. I got the notification in Google that she had removed herself from being a mod there. I probably wouldn't even have took her off at that point, you know?
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, okay, you know, because and then I was like, oh god, she did.
Okay, I think I can explain. All right, so there was one point where you remembered, or where one point you considered taking her off because of the Slazo stuff. You guys were talking about the Slazo stuff, and she had made a video on Slazo and completely dropped the ball.
Wait. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're right. She did throw it. She threw him under the bus.
And then when Nick started making major headway, she tapped out quick.
Yeah. And there was a situation where you misinterpreted something because you thought Blair had said she talked to Slazo, but she was talking about r/. And you misinterpreted that, and so you kind of went at it with Blair, and then you apologized, and you're like, "Hey, no, okay, I totally misinterpreted that."
I don't remember that at all. Don't remember.
That's covered on your stream.
I said that on the stream. I don't remember it, but I guess it happened. I'm sure it did.
Because I remember the night the videos got deleted because I think everyone was in a VC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my note right here. Blair also made a video going after Slazo about rape allegations when she could have talked to Tommy and realized that those allegations did not have a strong foundation whatsoever. Tommy misinterpreted Blair after she said what she said. After she said she spoke to Slazo about it, when in reality she didn't. But it was because she was talking about another Redditor YouTuber, I believe r/, and that she was in drama with. This started a whole fight between you two, which you apologized for the misinterpretation. But after that fight, you considered kicking her out of the channel just in case she freaked out, but decided not to because that conversation was your fault, and you would feel bad for kicking her out of the channel.
Yes.
Yes,
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my God, sleepwalking through life. Yes, I got it.
Yeah. No, that is 100% true because I do remember. I remember that.
Remember it.
So, and this is before the donation where Core donates a joke. The joke's donated. you get the DMs that you just read. It's kind of like a resignation letter, and then you find out that 13 videos have been deleted. One of them, the Barley House.
Yeah, this one's July 1st. Somebody sent it to her on July 2nd.
Yeah.
Cord, you send her that?
Did I send her what?
You sent her the fucking video. I wonder how she got it.
I didn't. I didn't send her the video. I'm not that
probably
much.
One of her mods. Probably one of her mods.
Probably Rico.
Oh, probably. It was probably Rico.
Actually, yeah, Rico.
Most likely Rico, because he did watch all the content back then.
No, he didn't. We were gone. We kind of separated.
Oh no, but he still watched.
No, he still was a viewer.
He brooded in his Discord. I was a spy in there for a little while. You think I was your friend, Rico, during that period of time? I made you feel good because I wanted to know what the fuck you were gonna do, and I found out. Fuck around, and I found out.
My trusted spy, Core Master.
That's an op right there.
Yeah,
it was. It
was
a huge gay up.
To get back on track here, all right. So all this stuff is happening in April, May, June. All right, in July, Augie goes live and covers the story. And at that point, it had not been made public that Illuminati had deleted your videos up until Augie does it. Who leaked it to Augie?
It was Tommy. He was bitching about it.
It was him.
I was bitching about it. I wanted other people to talk about it. So I decided to leak it to Augie, and the problem, it was kind of a mistake because my news team, because I told Augie, present this as somebody leaked this to you, but the news team started, I should have thought of this, started all pointing fingers at each other.
Like, who the fuck did it?
It was me. I leaked it because I wanted to get talked about. I wanted to get.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this.
God, and they all started fighting. And I'm like,
everyone was in the VC. Was like, no, it wasn't me. It was you. Fuck you.
I said several times that if anybody is caught leaking, it's done. You're done.
Yeah.
None of them ever leaked. None of them ever leaked. What mutual server are we a part of? Chubbs. Okay. 2 mutual friends, Chubbs and Nerd City. Nerd City, what a jerk off.
Poor Tommy. It never worked either. He always, when we were going back and forth about that leaking stuff, he was like, guys, honestly, it's not a big deal. So what? Augie's going to talk about it. Like, guys, it's really not a big deal. I'm like, no, fuck you. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
I'm not
He's like, guys, whoever it was, just don't do it again. It's not a big deal.
No. Then I had to make up a bullshit lie. I said, I think I said such and such, who's not in the nudes team. They may have told somebody who told Augie, right? And everybody calmed down after I said that.
Who's verse core?
I didn't do so much lying, you know.
Verse core Vault. Who is the biggest suspect when you guys are arguing with each other?
That's a good question. I don't even know that.
Okay, I believe it was Xanta at the time, actually.
Yeah, it was Xanta or Kairu.
I was gonna say Kairu.
Yeah, it was
Xanta. It was Xanta and Kairu.
Yeah, because that night where all the videos went down, I remember this clearly. Everyone was in a VC in the newsroom except for me, Kairu, and Blair. We were in my server talking. Me and Kairu at the time didn't know this shit was happening.
Okay,
like with the videos deleting.
I got
everyone was suspicious of me, and
yeah. So Vault, I can say this.
Go ahead.
I got a screenshot between Tommy and Vault on July 4th, 2019. Vault says, "I didn't say anything to Augie." Tommy says, "Just watch. Don't worry about that. I think I know who it is, and it's not you." And Vault says, "Thank you." And Tommy says, "She's already spurging out, lol." And Vault says, "Lol." So Tommy,
that fucking asshole,
this is 4D chess on Tommy.
I realized I made a mistake.
Yeah, why would you lie to us?
Well, I had to.
Why?
I had to. I had to lie. I didn't realize the lie to like to tell Augie was to make. I didn't know that I was forcing myself to lie when I told Augie just say it's a leak. Like I didn't think that. It was dumb. I didn't think that far into it. Usually I'm pretty good at like avoiding shit like that. But then it was like, oh, got clean up on aisle 10 here, you know?
Yeah. So this allows you, Tommy, to do your stream now that it's public.
Yes.
And
now we got momentum. And not only that, we got momentum now. So it was just a good thing to do. It was just smart.
Yeah. Does anyone remember what Illuminati was doing at this point when Augie goes live? I know that she had blocked him. I went back and watched the stream. She had blocked him live on air. I don't know if she was like spurging to you guys, but there are a couple screenshots and I think this is around this time. Hold on, let me look at it real quick. This is a screenshot on July 4th, the same day, July 4th, 2019. Solera of Astoria says, anyone from Moonbase I should look for in your server, or is everyone good? Illuminati says most of them left the Moonbase already. Charvago, Verse, Vault, Hex D, Core Master, Nick Diorio, Gamer J Lee, Catastrophia, that bunch, also Augie RFC. So
Gamer J Lee.
Yeah, that's the one that
Gamer
confuses
J
me.
Lee.
That was one that confused everybody.
Of all people, Gamer J Lee? What?
So the stream goes out. You guys are hitting Illuminati pretty hard, and I think she kind of goes quiet, sort of. Nick makes a video on her, and it immediately gets DMCA down, but not by Blair. Blair got her thumbnail artist to DMCA it, and this was like on his shit posting channel. She also tried to reach out to Failery to tell her that Nick had featured her vlog, but ended up blocking Failery because she took too long to reply. So Illuminati posts the blog and says, your vlog is used a lot in here. Enjoy. Failery goes to reply, I don't care, but is immediately blocked. And also I have the screenshot here of, out of curiosity, did Illuminati have anything to do with you filing a strike? And the person says, she only informed me that my art was used and where, just letting me be aware. But other than that, no. My fellow art group's advice and my own looking online for advice to lead me to take that action. She never asked me to, which I think might be a lie. And then we have here, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know there's a hate channel that just used your fan art you made for me as their thumbnail. I don't know if you gave them permission to use that, but if not, I just wanted to let you know so you could protect your work.
Man.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's one from Illuminati here that says, this all stems from your video. So this is towards Failery. As she sends a link to the Shot from the Point stream. This all stems from your video and the shit with Rico. That one bit didn't have to be included. And now I have to protect my people, my server, my channel. This is the bit that she did.
Everything's a panic. Like protect your server, dude. You're on there fucking encouraging the fat thing. Yeah. like it's off base for her to have that out there. It's too funny.
Yeah. She then goes to Tipster. Apparently, a few months prior, Tommy and Tipster were fighting. You guys were beefing at that point before this.
Yes.
And Illuminati actually recorded a video voiceover for Tommy going over a personal post about Tipster on his old website, talking about depression and how much of a crybaby he was.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do that.
Yeah, so she then, after all that, she tries to go to Tipster about like all this stuff happening, and he ends up leaking screenshots of information.
What did he ask Tipster to do? He asked her to like do something, right? It was something DMCA related or something, right?
Zana, do you know? Because
I think it was DMCA related. Hang on, let me find the
that's the thing. Like
video. He shared his tweets in the video.
Me and Tommy got our problems, but Jesus Christ, I'm not going to do something like undoes everything that I preach over here. Yeah, what are you, nuts?
All right, well, I'll just...
Can I find it? I'm just scrolling through the video to see if I can find it.
It's just really weird whenever there's like a thing like this where it's like it comes from a community that's a little rougher and tougher, like all of us are over here.
Yeah.
And then and then they get mad over like ad hominem. It's like, who the fuck cares? Like somebody called somebody fat, somebody's saying whatever. It's like it's mostly talking shit on the internet. Like even dox threats. It's like, what's the reality of that really?
Blair saw the writing on the wall. The money was the money. It used to be like 2016. Prior to that, the money was pandering to the edgelords, right? Mm-hmm. And that shifted, and the money's the money was to pander to the outrage lords, you know, and that's what that's why she wanted that video down. That's why she wanted algorithm brain to get done with him down, because it could have been used against her in outrage lord land, where you have to live by a code and a purity test.
In fairness too, you have to remember, Tommy, at this point when she was growing so quickly and having this burst from the Reddit theme going on, d.max, she was already making like 10 grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Well, I remember I have this many hits. How much do you think the check's going to be? I said at least 10 grand, maybe 20. And she was like, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But from the Tipster tweet at the time, he was like, I don't share DMs, but when you're telling me that you're asking other people to abuse copyright strikes for you, fuck that. I'm going to snitch. No shame. You played yourself.
Yeah, and he exposed her, yeah.
Yeah, so he
really is something.
He went to her saying, they're like, yeah, look at this. Look what I got this person to do. And he was like, oh, okay, fuck that.
Zana, can you screenshot that and send it to me, please?
Yeah, send it to you.
All right.
From his stream.
Cool. Okay, so and this next question is for you, Zana. You wrote here about a month or two later, she fired you as her editor after the beef between Tommy and Blair. So did you try to stay neutral for a while?
Yeah, I tried to stay neutral as possible because she was honestly paying me really well. Me and Tommy Tommy was like, yeah, go make the bag. It's still like all good and everything. And then it was due to a video deadline she wanted me to do. I told her look, my health is really fucking me over here. I need to take like a break for like 2 weeks just so I'm like back in the right frame of mind to do all this shit. And she was like, yeah, go take that. And then when I got back, put the video out just later after the deadline, she was like, I think she went complaining to Core, I think, at the time.
Wait, why would she go complain to Core?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no. Sorry, that was before.
Told me,
yeah.
So she told me in private. She told me in private before. Well, she was complaining about Xanta before, saying like he wasn't meeting deadlines, saying, I'm gonna have to think about letting him go. This was before. Again, this is before I got kicked out of the Moonbay server because I said a giant fuck you after a while because I was like, Rico, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck you're doing, and that's why I'm in here. So, it was a little, it was a little oppy. I'm not gonna lie, but it was worth it because I ended up finding out that kind of shit, and she's like, you don't side with fault, do you? And I'm like, no, of course not.
Something really bad should happen to him for calling Rico fat.
All right.
Anyways, so what she said was that he just wasn't doing his work and that he needs to be let go. That's all it was.
Yeah, I was getting the timeline confused. Sorry about that.
Okay, so that happened before all the shit went down.
Yeah, that happened before all this shit. But most of the time, it was like due to tech issues or like issues with the editing software. Most of the time.
Okay, so why you didn't meet a deadline and then you were fired?
Yeah, didn't meet a deadline, even though like the deadline was during the break. That she said, yeah, go take your break, go get everything fixed, everything sorted. Then when I came back and was like, yeah, here are 2 videos, all done. Let me know when you got more. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. It was, to me at the time, it just felt like because I had obviously had ties to shot from the point.
Yeah.
This person seems to be really non-confrontational. Like it's just like every angle to try
everything's
to get
done, and so they are confrontational if they're winning or they think they're winning. The moment the tide turns on her, she handles everything privately.
Well, it's just weird because like you can just tell people like, hey, I don't like you anymore, or like I just I want to move on, I want to go in a different direction. Like there are adult ways to be able to handle a conversation.
That was Happy Cruel World too, because she was really aggressive and confrontational until that she made her video and said, hey, look, sorry, Blair, I don't know why you're being this aggressive. I just had these questions for you. And when the public tide started turning against her and saying, hey, this girl didn't do anything to you, then she became like, she diffused it and
did it all privately.
And you say that I'm a good person, I'll go out and say you're a good person and we'll call it even. Like she does enjoy being really aggressive.
Meanwhile,
gets her in.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, I got a screenshot right here. Now she said this about everybody, but this is about particular Dr. Zhivago. Wait, why is the Zhivago bad? I'm being big dumb at the moment. By the way, another person says I gotta listen to his other music, but I am so buying Outrunning Karma on my iTunes. He is shot from the point. To which Illuminaughtii says he bullied Rico and said that me having a miscarriage and then going to therapy for it makes me a psychopath. Now, she said that all of you were making fun of her miscarriage. Did anyone at all, at any point, make fun of her miscarriage?
Only after the fact on
privately, I think, and I can't remember. During her time that she had a miscarriage, I never told a soul. Mm-hmm. So I think what she's doing is she knew she told somebody, right? And she just made the rest. So I think she told me when she was younger, she had a miscarriage. And that's where it stayed. Like, I didn't tell anybody because that, like, that person, I didn't tell, I don't think I even told my wife, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I would have been extremely sensitive to something like that. I can only fucking imagine. I remember when my first wife got pregnant, I couldn't shut my fucking mouth and telling everybody because I was proud, right? And everybody said, "You're an idiot. You got to wait for the 3rd month to tell anybody." I'm like, why? Because like most pregnancies, first timers don't make it to the 3rd one. It's really, really common to even the women that give birth to healthy babies. I'm like, so I would have been like, I remember I sweated those 3 months. I would have been really sensitive to that. I wouldn't have tolerated that at all. There's just no fucking way that I would have thought that was funny. The only way I would have joked about her fucking miscarriage or cancer or whatever the fuck she was is if she wore it on her sleeve and like I've always have and used it to silence or shut up silence other people or held it over their heads. And she never did that publicly. So I would never done that. And no one else did either. I know Nick wasn't aware of it. She simply made it up.
Yeah, no one was aware of it until that screenshot.
I might have been aware of it. I'd seen her because I remember when Nick was complaining to me, it sounded familiar because I think she told me privately in 2017. You know?
And how fun? And I know this is going to be real dark humor saying this, but like, how funny is it to say, "Haha, look at your dead baby"?
Yeah, look at your dead
kid. That's going to get you some likes there. Like
that's how we grow, man.
Hey, oh look, it's Blair. You know the one that with the dead kid. You know?
Well, like the one person I would want to ask in this situation, the one person that I think could make this joke. First, did you ever make that joke?
They knew better than to tell me about it, so no.
Yeah, it would have been a miscarriage to tell you.
No one told her. I didn't say a word. That's something I'm really sensitive. That's just as low as it gets.
Yeah, that's as low as it gets.
Yeah, no. I was going to say earlier, the only time it was ever made fun of is after the fact when she started pulling this shit, and then on stream like, yeah, fuck it, now we will.
Yeah, and we never did. We said we were going to do it, never did.
Yeah, it never happened.
It's kind of tough to get a fucking laugh out of a baby born. Yeah,
a baby death. Yeah.
Baby, that's always
Well, you're sounds like Twitter talk.
Days. I've been out of the States for a while. Who's making their living making dead baby jokes? Please,
Dick Masterson, probably.
Vito, Dick and Mr. Girl.
Vito, maybe. Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. She made it up. She's a liar. She's manipulative.
Yeah,
it
was really out there.
Like I remember when she was going nuts. There's part of me that just wants to go, Blair, it's me. Like, look what you're talking about. You're talking to me, you know. Like, but I don't think she thought very much of me from the beginning. I think I was just kind of a means to an end, you know, for her. Yeah. Her goal was to be a YouTube star, and she's accomplished it. But you know, but not in the terms I'd want. You know.
I did want to ask Core a question. Core, you alluded that you found stuff out through Rico in the moon base. What was that stuff?
It wasn't anything significant. I was just trying to see what happened, if they were going to talk shit or make plans to like retaliate. I would tell like Vaude and Shervago some things.
Yeah.
From time to time, like, oh, they just brought this up, or they genuinely don't think anything went wrong. But most of the time was him and his feelers. He was talking about like how depressed he was, and you know, even though everyone's gone, he's better off without them. And this is all Rico, by the way, just to clarify. And he would talk as if like he was reminiscent of the good old days, and why couldn't they have just not called me fat, essentially.
Yeah, that's what he told me as well.
Yeah, he would go on depressed rants for hours. I'm not even kidding you.
Was there ever laugh? Was there ever anyone that tried to point out, like, bro, you make fun of Tipster for being fat? Why are you?
Yes.
Yeah, there was like two. Yeah.
At the time, it was like because from what I remember, after the Vault got kicked and Shivago stuff happened, they all got like their mod powers taken away and whatnot. I was trying to be a middleman for Vault and Rico, like trying to see if we can like fix this shit and get it like over and done with. And he said something to the effect of, "I kicked him out of my server. I can't trust him. He called me fat because he called me fat. I can't trust him." I'm like, oh, there's no solving that. There's no way.
But like, my thing was like, did anyone say like, "Bro, you called"?
I did at the time. I was
okay.
He also, I gotta point out that he also got the lecture that you have to be able to get your balls busted here, and you could get yelled. He got that whole thing. Yeah, he got the whole like thing that you did, Matt. So I mean,
so that did get brought up to him. He did. He just ignored it. He ignored it.
Okay. I believe it was like, and Jerry, he fucking banned them, right? After that happened, he like slowly moved them. He moved them.
That was after I left. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I'm mistaken, I think like he kicked him or some shit.
But
I do remember Jvago coming to me and saying that he was pleading with him to calm down because people were starting to leave the moon base and it was a big deal to him. And then like whatever advice that Doc had given him to kind of stop the bleeding, he would do something
the opposite.
This is just like through casual conversation between me and Doc, because I really didn't give a shit about his Discord. Big shocker.
Yeah.
Like this is what Doc would tell me in kind of the peripheral, and like if we were just like waiting for something or killing time, it's like, yeah, and then he did this, and I'm telling him, and he doesn't listen, and so and so left. I'm like, oh, that's terrible, I mean, it was like just bullshit. I mean, I think it meant something to Doc, but I was just like, oh wow, that's crazy.
The way I see it is this is kind of similar to like when Liana had her freak out last year. That was happening in the peripheral for you. I was talking to you about it, but it wasn't like the main stamp of like. And then something went down, and now you got to deal with it.
Yeah, I deal with it. See, I have this theory. It probably isn't. No, it is true that I have to deal with less psychotic fucking Spurgs if I don't engage with psychotic Spurs on a personal level. Often. That's true. I don't. Yeah, I don't. But it's some people are so psychotic that you have to deal with them no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun to listen to trauma dumping constantly. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's so fun to be called a piece of shit by a drunk Australian man.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. The final screenshot I have is Mr. Rico.
Wait, can I just say one quick thing real quick?
Yeah.
So one thing I will tell you that this was a privy conversation I was there for. So they fucking, I remember they were starting to do gay op each other a little bit, and so Rico had his brother-in-law on the server.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
I remember all of a sudden Rico was like fucking bullying the fuck out of him, and then he was like, "I'm opening a new server. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I just need to test this Discord server to see the bot's capabilities." And they got, it was Rico, Accusations, Blair, and Failery at the time, and they all fucking swarmed his Discord. And obviously we as in people in this call, but maybe not the audience. There's this guy named Accusations who worked for Tonka Saw, who is very, very conniving and very basically. And he started spamming Nazi imagery, and they told him, his brother-in-law said, "All right, guys, enough. That's enough. I get it. It's not working." He just kept going and bullying the fuck out of him. And then Rico said, "Well, this is what you get when you say you want us to create havoc." Ha 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 ha. And it was like he was like on a villain arc, and Blair chimed in and Failery, and they all fucking had a good time bullying Rico's brother-in-law. And I'm like, bro, if this is how you treat your family, I can't. No wonder why you fucking freaked out about being called fat. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I remember DMing me to get me in that server. I remember that.
I have low resolution screenshots of that, but again, they're very terrible.
I have that too. It's very, very low resolution.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, perfect.
That's fine. So I do want to say, Core, what was your first impression of Rico?
When I first met him, friendly. You know, he was like, "You're welcome to do whatever, just chill." Not every, but then it kind of got weird when he said, "Not everybody gets invited to servers like this." You know, you should feel special.
By everyone, he means me. By the way, just throwing that out there.
And then towards the end of it, I said, "You know what, Rico? I'm just gonna let you know. Be honest with you. I've been trolling you the whole fucking time. I've been listened to your whiny little bitch ass and cry, and I've been telling everybody about it. So get fucked, bitch." And then I left the
server.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Zana, first impressions of Rico.
He was a chill guy to talk to. Very relaxed a lot of the time. It was like as it got later on, he became a bit more nervous around people, it seemed to me at the time anyway. It was like he wouldn't talk to people unless you knew them or a good friend knew them. He was like wasn't open to talking to anyone like brand new on the team or anything like that.
Yeah.
And just kind of grew distant.
Yeah. Vault, you were really close with Rico, right?
Oh, I was really fucking close with him.
Yeah.
We would like talk a lot.
Where did he touch you, Vault?
Fuck you.
Surprisingly enough, he actually tried to eat Vault. He didn't touch him.
The thing is, I was like too skinny for him, bro.
I want that Arabian sandwich.
Not enough meat.
It's a sandwich.
No, but like we would talk a lot. We were like fairly fucking close at the time.
And I've seen the screenshots where he's mad that you called him fat and you kind of apologize. And he just, why did he not like accept the apology? Why did he just keep pushing you
He's
away?
a bitch. I think we've established that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Rico, if you're listening, I will gladly interview you.
Yeah.
I won't be on. I won't be on. Don't worry, bro. I won't call you fat.
Yeah. It's just going to be me, you, and the Now Recording Boys, and then you're going to hear a boop, and it's just going to be Vault being like, "Hey, Rico, you're so fucking fat."
Oh my god! Get it on at least get it on a soundboard so you can surprise him with it.
God, Rico, you're fat. I just remember that was the first thing I heard when I joined that call was God, Rico, you're fat.
You know, I just thought of, and maybe it was because, like, admittingly, Real Talk told me that he really wasn't impressed by her. He thought she was kind of full of herself, and maybe they got that vibe. Like, but
wow, way to use a testimony from someone we can't ask, Tommy. That's
as far as I know, she never found out about that. Now, when Real Talk died, when people die, usually get in touch with people maybe that you haven't been talking to or what have you.
Right.
Person in England I hadn't talked to in a long time. That we kind of let bygones be bygones. I just realized, like, Blair never contacted me.
She never said shit.
Maybe it's because they Real Talk and Sammy left it sour taste in their mouth, and okay, fair enough. But it is a little weird.
It is weird
that if let's pretend that she didn't know that like it is a little weird that she didn't send something.
A DM to anyone who's like kind of friendly.
Yeah. I mean, God, like maybe she sent something to Sammy. I don't know. Sammy really didn't like her, though. I'll be honest with you. But it is a weird. If there was a moment where, maybe not become friends, but you like
try and breach the gap and let it go under the bridge.
Breach the gap and let it go. That would have been it, and I definitely would have. Like if Blair wanted to talk to me, that October or whenever it happened, I certainly would have and put everything past. But no, I never heard from her. I just kind of pointing that out now. I don't know if that makes Blair look good or like they didn't have positive things to say about her, more Sammy than Real Talk. So I don't know exactly what happened over there. But it's still kind of bizarre. I don't know that she knew that. So
Yeah. And the last you guys heard from Rico was him in Tonka Saw's chat saying Tommy C can barely pay his child support. Right? That
there were more shit, but like all that is just lost the time.
He used to go to Tonka to vent.
Yeah.
Tonka,
which is what everyone did that hated you.
Yeah. It's funny.
Everyone did that.
It's funny because I never really had the moment that he really Tonka was jealous of me because I just kept on trucking, and after he played with those he laid with dogs and got burned by those assholes. But I remember he was having a debate with Bobax, and I was kind of rooting for Tonka, and I sent a bunch of people to kind of shit on Bobax in his chat, and he freaked out. I remember. And he was like, "Yeah, fuck you. I don't need your fucking help." And I was like, "All right, Tonka, we're done." I was just going along with the meme here, and dunking on Bobax. And I was like, whatever. But I guess he saw me as like pro Bobax. So I don't know. Tonka was looking for a reason to fight with me. He could only ever fight. It was so obvious that he was fueled by like one-to-one channel versus channel drama, and because he really couldn't produce much else than that like even the people that stuck up for be like me and Nick were now no good, and then it was easy move, just let him die, don't fucking acknowledge it. And the only person that was dopey enough to do it was Bobax.
My
that was
final...
it. And then after that I became like the worst guy ever, and I never done anything but stick up for him and put my, like, the biggest dumbest things I ever did was fucking, well, I wouldn't say it was dumb to stick up for him, but get involved. It wasn't dumb to stick up for Kraut, but it was stupid to like go deeper. I should have just said, "You're my friend, and no matter what happens, blah blah blah," and left it at that. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus, right? But then I got involved with Ian Miles Chung, and then I got involved with Tonka, and they were big mistakes. Big mistake. That was what I was talking before about the stress, like on the show, between me and Volt. Or Verse. Yeah. I think he was not happy with my moves. I did feel like he wasn't interested anymore, in the show, and was being pushed away or was leaving. That's what I was talking about. Like those three. And yeah, I guess I don't think it's a good reason not to be your friend, but I mean, yeah, I could see why he would be disappointed with the stupid stuff I was doing. Sure.
Yeah. My final question for everyone here. We know that for some reason Illuminati took up the reins for Rico in defending him, when she in reality kind of started the shit publicly by saying what she said on Failer's blog. Do you guys think Rico may have had something on Blair? Because what person in their right mind would side with someone who tried to get in touch with her family? Do you think that maybe that Rico knew something about Blair? Maybe there was a reason why Blair was defending Rico to a T?
No, I don't think there's anything that he had on her, but I think it just goes back to what we were kind of talking about before, is that the first person, hey, Tommy, you know how there's that weird motherly thing she has in her Discord with everyone about being their mother and all that shit? No, hold on. Yeah. The first person to ever do that of the 20,000 that there is in her server was Rico.
He was one of his first guys. All right, she's sticking up for her guy. That's why she saw it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and then I do remember seeing a certain Volt.
Okay, listen.
Saying that as well.
you know what I think happened, Matt? Just like she was sticking up for her guy, and a weird culture developed in there in the time that it started getting big, and it just caused what happened. So
I think out of all of us, Matt, like we were friends or friendly with her, but none of us were like fawning over her or like blindly following her. That the only person that was doing that was him. Yeah. All the rest of us could take it or leave it.
Also, I feel like she just like used this as a way to just disown us. Just because
I do feel that sometimes too. Yeah.
Because like her channel was growing, so now she just found a way to leave us and to move on to the next level of YouTube.
The thing,
that's what it felt like.
And to her credit, it worked. She definitely made more money than anybody, for sure.
I just don't understand. Like, why would you burn a bridge rather than just walking away from it?
YouTube,
that's the only thing I don't understand.
I think it's because of my videos on Get to the Point.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. Because she had to, there was a use for it. Fair enough.
Because it did feel like that. Like, even
arrogance, I'm 100K or not, you listen to me now, even though I have this reputation with like 40, 30,000 subs to smack around bigger YouTubers and get them rolling. And that I've kept over the years. It's really weird because she was pretty intimately knowledgeable of my show too. She knew who I went up against, and she knew who I beat, like FaZe Banks. Why would I be afraid of her?
That's what I'm saying. Is
that team. You know,
like why? Yeah, it's like why burn the bridge when it's so close to your house? I just don't get it.
I don't get it too. And I'm talking like just days. Like when she got her first check, she goes, "Tommy, I'm gonna make sure I pay you back for this. I'm sure I'm gonna do something, do a shot, I'm gonna do something. I promise." I knew as soon as she said that because I'd been told that like 10 other times or 9 other times.
It wasn't happening.
It wasn't gonna happen. I knew it. Yeah,
Okay.
but she was like, yeah.
Well,
I actually knew it for different reasons. Like I didn't think it's because you're going to turn out, you're going to turn out to be a total bitch. You know, it was more like you're going to do like advertising me doesn't fit your content, and you're just not going to do it. It'd be like asking Colossal's Crazy to put me in an ad in his next video. He doesn't do that anymore, like he did for Bionic Pig and the Alien. He just doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just that's all I have. Am I missing anything that you guys wanted to talk about that I missed or anything like that?
Rico is fat.
That's.
Blair now is also fat.
Yeah. Yes.
They are all fat.
That's the one thing that happened. Everybody got fat.
Yep. That is what happened.
It's so weird. When you go with the outrage mob, you end up getting fat. It's weird. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much, Tommy, Verse, Zana, Vault. Thank you so much for joining us, and appreciate it. I'm just gonna disconnect all y'all, but thank you guys. So, Max, at the end of the day, you've been through this whole interview. You've heard everything. What's your take on Illuminati?
Well, I didn't really know anything about this kind of like coming into it, and now having listened to the interviews and stuff, and also understanding that the reason why this person is back into the news is because of this whole legal eagle thing, where she's basically saying that there's a ripped paper sort of aesthetic thing that you can do in editing and stuff, and she's basically claiming that is her editing style, and that she has grounds to be able to. I don't know what she was going to do, if she was going to try to flag it, or if she was just claiming that was her style and he's ripping her off, or whatever it is. But as somebody who's been an editor for other YouTubers for years, I did that for a long time, and I made my own content, and I still edit for other people now, even today, commission wise. It's that's just so the hubris of that. It's just so strange to me that an editor or any art person would be making that kind of argument, because it's just not everything has been done before. You are not original. I don't care who you are. You're just not. It's just a different combination of different things that have existed before in time. So anybody who makes that sort of thing, or makes that sort of an argument, it's it's just, are you serious? Are you really serious here? But now, understanding the full context of this person, what it seems like to me is that this person is, I think maybe fair to say, a grifter. And probably, psychotic. Yeah, and a bit of a social climber. And so, the thing is, I don't know if it's we talk about this all the time, right? The classification is of trolls. I wouldn't put her in the troll category, but what I would say is that if you're a social climber and you're doing things that you're not living by your own morals, and you're just kind of doing things and saying things so that you can get your next ring up on the social ladder, you might as well be, because you don't really stand for anything. You have no real morals, and so it's I don't know, for you to be criticizing anybody based on anything is just a little strange, but what do I know?
Not record any information.
All right, so I'm gonna take a piss real quick, and then I'm just gonna.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Let me right back.
All right. This is just for me in editing, so that I know. Making a lot of noise, so that you know that this is a thing. Okay, we're good. I'm glad nobody was around to hear that. It'd be embarrassing.
Like me?
Ah, fuck.
You thought you were safe.
I never was safe. No. So is it going to turn out that this is all a gay op too? And we're just screwed? Mitch, you came in at the perfect time.
Clueless as ever.
Hey, I could have 20 minutes ago, but I didn't want to interrupt. And I thought I'd just derail it.
It's fine. You'll be here now for the opening of the video, but not the clip. It'll be really confusing. Because now we're going to do the intro.
Oh, you're still recording. Oh.
Yeah.
No, we're not still recording. We are now recording.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not that.
Oh,
that's a
fuck,
different.
I forgot there was another thing called that.
Yeah. I want to be on still recording.
Bet.
I wish I was still born.
Oh my god, bitch.
You're still, that's ironic given what we were talking about before.
D.max, who is editing this, make sure you clip that.
Why is Mitch here? Why the fuck is Mitch here now?
You just showed up.
Look, you said you were done, so I came in, and like I could have come in like 20 minutes ago, but I didn't want to derail the thing.
You should have came in. Dickhead.
No, I didn't want to derail it because then.
All right, well, okay, well we're not.
You might have been doing something really good.
Yeah, we're not done. Hey guys, I'm Matt Pitt. I know that the episode was done with Tommy and all these guys, but I've known about this person for a little while. They were a mod in Illuminati's server back in the day, and they were kind of on both sides of the coin. You know, they were friends with Shot from the Point people, and they were friends with Illuminati, and they found themselves kind of like stuck in the middle. And at one point, and they actually ended up, and this is kind of gay to say, but they actually ended up defecting, you know, to Shot from the Point. Towards the people of Shot from the Point, away from Illuminati. And they have, you know, a decent bit of insight that they wanted to talk about in a short span of time about what their experience was. So so we're gonna move to this quick interview, and then there we go. Goodbye. Well, I mean, you're gonna see me again, but goodbye. Before we end the podcast, I brought in Solaire, who's been in the Illuminati Discord back in the day when and was a moderator for Illuminati, right?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. How did you meet Illuminati?
So initially I had seen her videos just haphazardly scrolling through YouTube, and I joined her Discord just because I don't even know what compelled me. I just thought it was something to do, and just interacting through there. She was pretty active at the time because this was when she was a bit smaller.
Mm-hmm. So in her Discord, what did everyone call Illuminati?
She had adopted the mom title. A lot of people in there referred to her in some version of mom.
Did Rico refer to her as mom?
He might have, but I am not 100% sure off the top of my head.
Okay. When did you become mod in the server?
It would have been a couple months into when I had joined. I think it was like the next time they were looking for mods after. Would have been about mid to late 2019.
Okay. What was your impression of Rico?
I thought he was funny when I first met him. He seemed pretty chill. At the time, I didn't really see any red flags or anything before everything happened.
So all this shit goes down. When did you start to notice that there was issues in the server?
I think looking at it now, the signs were there for a while, but it really wasn't noticeable until the split happened and she deleted Tommy's videos and left the servers and whatnot and sent out like the hit list of people not to allow in the server.
Yeah. So your girlfriend was also in the server with you, correct? Right?
Yes, she was.
And she was also a mod.
Yes.
Now, can you explain to me real quick this whole thing with the art, what she was asked to do?
So Blair's ex-boyfriend had commissioned her for some art for a video. He was going to have like a little character, just like how Blair does, one that has different poses and stuff.
Yeah.
And while he was making the video, he was making a video about Blair and another YouTuber and their beef. Blair had asked Cherry to cancel the commission and that she would give her money, double whatever he was paying or whatever, to revoke the commission and say that he can't use it anymore.
Okay. the screenshots that you sent me, is the boyfriend Azorthan?
Azothan, yeah.
Yeah. So the context is these are just screenshots Illuminati sending Cherry.
Yeah, they're them talking. Obviously, it's on a call, so we don't have everything, but
yeah,
there was a call, and those are the screenshots that they sent back and forth.
Okay, yeah, awesome. So when did you decide to leave the server?
I don't remember exactly when. It would have been a couple months, like 2 months after everything happened. Because Blair was very us or them. It was, either you're with us or against us. And so trying to juggle hanging out with the SFT people and being a mod there, it just wasn't working.
Yeah, you're just going back and forth, and it was just like at some point you got to choose a side, and
she was putting a lot of pressure, being like, "Oh, how are you talking to these people or whatever?" Yeah. And it was too much.
Yeah. So you leave the server, you leave being a mod. At some point there's a stream that involves Augie in the chat, right? Saying 1488 over and over. You were also in that chat?
Yeah, so Blair was doing like a Dark Souls stream or something, and I was in a VC with some guys. Augie was there, and they saw that she was streaming and decided to go raid her or whatever. And Augie was spamming that stuff. I was just there and I was looking. I was watching. I guess she saw that I was there, and so I got grouped in, and she, because of that, she was calling me like anti-Semitic and stuff.
Yeah. And she basically saw you as like you betrayed her, basically.
Yeah, I was public enemy number one,
Was there, all right, so after all that, was there ever any other interaction between you and Illuminati?
I don't believe so. I think that was kind of like the end of it all.
Okay, was there any interaction between, from what you remember, any interaction between Cherry, your girlfriend, and Illuminati?
I do not think so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Is there anything else that I'm missing that you want to go into?
I don't think so. All that sounds correct. I don't think there's anything else major that we're missing out on.
And how old were you while you were a moderator in that server?
So I first joined when I was 15, and I was modded shortly after. And then I was a mod there until about when the splitting stuff happened. So maybe like a year and a half later, maybe 16-ish.
And so Illuminati's in her late 20s, 30s at this time, and she's modding you, a 15-year-old. And did you think that was kind of stressful, being a 15-year-old having to deal with like Discord drama?
Yeah, especially like I have this group of people around me, and suddenly I'm shunned out, and everybody hates me, and I'm gone. That's a lot for somebody who was 16 years old.
Yeah. Okay. If you had a message to Illuminati, just say she was listening, is there anything you would want to say to her?
No, I don't think so. I think I've said everything I want to say to her.
Awesome. All right. Well, Solaire, thank you so much for coming on, and I hope that you do not mod any more crazy Discord servers.
I don't plan on it.
All right.
No.
Take it easy, man.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Later. And this is the outro. Thank you everyone for listening to Now Recording. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta pull up the members.
You're good. We'll just cut it.
Yeah.
One day he'll have them ready.
Oh, well, hey, while we're waiting to see the members who we appreciate deeply, please go into the description of this video and check out our thumbnail artists. They are fantastic people. Every single one of them makes great stuff. And you should commission them if you want any art on your channel, whether it be a profile picture or a thumbnail or what have you. Go and commission them. They're great.
Except for Kat and Mishi.
Right.
Fuck them. They're terrible.
Because they're busy working for us. No, get them especially.
Do you guys think Illuminati's bad with money.
Seems like it. I don't know.
Well, you know who is bad with money? Everborn, fanfiction narrator, Fresh Brewski, Mame, Brian, and Stefan Corbino. Thank you so much for being bad with money. If you want to be bad with money, you can pay $14.99 a month to be a part of that membership tier. If you don't have that much money, because of course, who does? You could join the Stumpies, which is only $4.99 a month. That'll get you access to our Discord server and membership streams. You could also go and do the $6.99 a month, the Bieber Lover, which will get you priority calls during streams. All you gotta do is pop into priority calls. Thank you so much, and remember, now recording is always recording.